All right, hold on. We need our music before you start mouthing off too soon. What do you want? Do you want something funky or something smooth?
Oh, I don't know. Ooh, smooth operator.
This is such a good song. Was this Sage? Yeah, you needed more here.
Turn my shits up.
Is that better?
Yeah.
Go.
Turn my shits up.
This is Sage, isn't it? Smooth Operator. I think
Smooth
so.
operator.
Such a good song.
Feels like I'm in an elevator.
Feels like I am in a bathroom doing cocaine on the top of a toilet.
Yale?
Yeah.
Get the Yale, Tony.
That's the best. It's a good night when you are in a bathroom stall with some strangers doing cocaine. Praying to God there's not fentanyl in that.
That's a modern day problem, too.
I know fentanyl ruined cocaine.
Way to go.
Like, cocaine was just fun, all right? And then everyone had to start putting fentanyl in it. Look, baby laxative's fine, okay? I'm gonna blow out my colon after a night of doing.
Are you saying nobody died from cocaine before? Like,
it took a lot. It took a lot more. It took a lot more. Like, you had to really look. The fact that what's his face from Howard Stern, the big fat guy. I think of?
John the blank.
I want to say Bernie Mac, but that's not it. What's his name? Oh, anyway, the fact that he's still alive and all the cocaine he did. Okay. Long story short, Dwight, cocaine used to be safe and fun. It was a fun recreational drug.
Tell Chris Farley that.
That was weight. That was weight. That was Belushi. That wasn't cocaine,
wasn't it?
Nah, that was something. I don't know.
Ham sandwich.
You know what?
Oh no, that was Mama Cat. Never mind. Get him. Are we recording?
No one's getting fat. Said Mama Cat. This is a horrible start. Welcome to it. It's Brock and Dwight and our conspiracy podcast where nothing gets accomplished.
Nope.
And before we started recording, I said, Dwight, what are we talking about today? I said, let's talk about the Epstein list. And everyone's on it. Everyone rich and powerful is on this log. But the Republicans, which this is not a red, blue, green discussion. I don't care if you're a donkey or an elephant or independent. But the Republicans recessed so they didn't have to vote on it. Hell, Biden had the list and he could have released it. I think everyone's on it. Everyone's diddling kids over there on Capitol Hill. It's bananas. What do you say, Dwight?
You mentioned bananas and diddling. I've gotten totally off topic.
I mean, I diddle bananas when I do it. I molest my bananas every time.
I love watching you eat penis-shaped fruit.
It's great. Yeah. I don't chew right down the throat. I put on a lot of eyeliner. It's quite a show. It's quite a show. Slap it against my face a couple times and go. Is it worth discussing, or is this something we need to sit on, Dwight?
It's just
hold on. Phrasing.
Those innuendos. That porch was a word.
Oh my god.
Dude. Yeah. Okay. Where do you even want to go with this shit? Like, well, I don't even know where you want to go with it. So okay. My. How things have changed. How times have changed. Remember
this is what he was going to get into.
Do you remember
what he was going to get into?
Okay, everybody. You just got to, okay. Time out. Remember when I first got into all this conspiracy stuff with you? Conspiracy stuff. And I was telling you about, like, remember I showed you the video of Tom Hanks with the ex and like how all these people in Hollywood are pedophiles, right? And how, remember that?
Well, the Tom Hanks thing was, I'll still swing for the fence. All right. And I'm not just saying it was you. This is quite widespread in the conspiracy theory world. Tom Hanks, along with basically every other Hollywood elite, pedophile ring, sex trafficking ring in there. Yeah, that's right. Woody from Toy Story. All right.
Go figure.
It's not just a clever name.
It's not, dude.
Forrest Gump. Saving Private Ryan.
Saving Ryan's Private.
Great movie. Shavings Ryan's Private. I think that's what it was. But now the more I look at it and everything, it just better raping everybody in here.
That's right.
Lock up your kids, lock up your wives.
Hide your wife. Yep.
Everybody's raping everybody over here.
Yep. And gosh, another conspiracy theory just comes true. And this is stuff that we all knew about. Like, when I say we, it's just like the people that are just awake to this stuff. I want to say, like, they're just, they know what's going on. Like, people, like, they know what this is.
Yeah.
Right. And that's all part of it. It's these elites, right? These elites. And even like
the eyes wide shutters, if you will.
Yeah, but even those people, like even those like celebrities and stuff, they're not read in on everything.
Mm-hmm.
They're really not the tippity top of the spear when it comes to human elites, is what I want to say.
Oh, I got what you're saying.
Right.
Yeah.
But there's a reason why they're doing all this like icky stuff and then blackmailing each other. And who's behind it all? Who's behind the Epstein?
Who's the tippy top?
Nobody wants to touch it. Why do you think nobody wants to touch who's behind the Epstein thing?
So that's okay. So can we let's agree that obviously Epstein did not kill himself. Let's put that there. Or he did kill himself, but there was someone. It was like one of those mousetrap things where, like, all right, Epstein, you're gonna do
it yourself.
You do it yourself.
Yeah.
But hey, buddy, you're dead. Right.
Either way, you got a choice.
You got a choice. Yeah. Missing time from the tape. The guard was asleep. But again, that's just what is going on underneath all the other layers up the ladder to whoever is the tippy top. What I imagine, you know what I imagine? I imagine like that room where it's very echoey, and it's just a row of people, and there's just lights on top, so you can't see their face.
Oh yeah,
you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
and that is the very Star Wars council-esque, if you will.
I know what you're saying.
Except much more rapey and pedophilia and everything like that. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, okay, where's the tippy top, Dwight?
Of the human?
Is Epstein
pyramid?
Wait,
the human pyramid?
okay, well, we'll get to that. So Epstein, small potatoes in the big picture of things.
Yeah,
in your mind? You think so?
Yeah, he's a small potato. Yeah.
Small potato. Mm-hmm. Boy, but there's a lot going around there.
But they used him. Yeah. They use certain people to gain access to other people to gain blackmail on them. So when I need you, I can call on you. That's what that is. In the human element, in the physical world here, that's what it is. But there's something else that's like.
You think? Are you leading to outer worldly?
You got to be, dude. Okay, so you really want to travel down the Epstein road?
Well, I do. Well, because it's the only thing happening right now. There's people right now saying that the CEO from Astronomer, that whole shit was put together to distract us from the Epstein stuff.
And this is also a distraction.
Yeah.
That's a distraction of the distraction of what's anything to, dude.
We are getting sleight of hand, fucking Copperfielded over
here. This is 4D chess. Like, this is what these people play. When I told you that, like, these people, that if they understand one thing, they understand how human beings think and work.
Okay.
And how they can manipulate us.
Okay, I do want to go down this rabbit hole.
There's a reason for that, because they know what our DNA is made up of.
Okay, so I do want to go down this, because I guess what's almost disheartening, if this is even being pawns in a chess game. Yeah. Yes, the pawns are the ones that are sacrificed so the king or the queen can protect herself, right? Pawns always go out first.
Yeah.
But do all of our pawns have to do gross sexual things? Why does everyone seem to be like, that's the level? Like, look, do we have to go that far? Holy smokes. It just seems like what we're finding out is like everything is sexually deviant.
Just like I said, how many years ago?
Okay. All right. You pointed out a long time ago.
I don't know. How about that?
You were talking. I'm still not 100% sure Tom Hanks is diddling people. This is going to, you know what? What if I have to meet Tom Hanks?
It's a stretch, right? It's a stretch that Hollywood elites are
stretch phrasing.
We're in the Diddy parties. Right. We're on the Epstein list.
I feel like if I ever meet Tom Hanks,
you cannot admit that I was right. Just say it.
I'm just saying. I'm not throwing it. I'm not going to put Tom Hanks out there right now. I'm not saying you're wrong.
Tom Hanks with an X too, not.
That's his Twitter handle.
That's okay. They signal these things because they have to. They have to show you. Like, we'll get into some of this other stuff too that'll kind of like relate to it. It'll swing into it with the AI thing, but we'll stick with Epstein for a little bit.
Okay, right.
Yeah. Well, who's behind Epstein?
Yeah.
Who do you think's behind Epstein? Let me turn the pendulum back on you, and just give me a brief answer of who you think Epstein is. Or who's behind Epstein?
Who's behind?
Just him?
No, because you can't fund that kind of stuff.
But you can blackmail people to give you money.
Absolutely, you can do that, or you can be given money by other people to do this kind of stuff, right? Now, I know there's been some discussion about him possibly being an FBI agent or CIA, whatever it may be.
Sure.
Right? Again, these all discussions.
Sure.
I don't know what to think. All I know is I'm trying to pay a mortgage and eggs are still way too expensive. So it's kind of, and again, another distraction for us. So we don't look at what's going to distract, sleight of hand, quarter behind your ear. Instead of a quarter, though, it's a molesting person. In my mind, I just imagine this super elite, rich. When I say elite, I shouldn't say elite. This super wealthy sect of just, I don't know, people, but I don't even know who that would be, because we all know the Jobses and the Bezoses and the Gates and the Buffetts. Is there a tier, maybe possibly atop them, that is running this? I always go with this very Eyes Wide Shut-esque cloak and dagger kind of society that is doing what at this point, the depravity, because they have so much money and they've done it, they just continue to escalate their depravity, and now they're up here, but they have the money to continue to fund it, and it just funnels down, and they get all these people to do their craziness to fuel whatever. I don't know.
Bigger picture. It's not for human beings. It's you know who the Mossad is, right? Let's just
So
you know who that is?
So it's
you know who that is?
No.
The Mossad is like the CIA of it's Israeli intelligence.
Okay. You're saying Israeli intelligence is behind all this.
Yeah. In bed with our CIA.
Now,
and we know, wait, go back to the previous podcasts. Like, who is the CIA? Who is the NSA? Who were all those people? Why did all of this come around the same exact time? Why did Israel get founded? This is a long game. Think about this, right? I'm gonna have you come to your own conclusion on it.
I'm having a hard time.
It's Mossad.
Believing that what I would see as a
you
less
don't go
developed,
there,
well,
they're not less developed.
But that's how it seems on face value.
They're the puppet masters. They're the puppet masters.
Israel is the puppet masters.
Yeah.
And their government.
I shouldn't say Israel. Israel is.
Is it religiously tied?
Yeah. Yes. It's religiously tied to the Zionists, and that's who runs is the Israeli state is the Zionists. That's who's run. Sorry, that's who's running the show. This is the stuff you get killed for.
I don't want to do this. Then what are you talking about?
This is the stuff that they kill you for.
Well, then let's stop talking about it.
I know.
Can we stop? I'm not going to post this, Dwight. This is all going to be edited. It's going to be cleaned up.
But that's dude. They want you to be fearful of like dying. They want you. Yeah, it's the Mossad. And
we should have talked about Ozzy today, man.
Okay, here's but there's nothing there. Like with Ozzy, he's dead, right?
Yeah,
like he's just a performer that probably was read in on some of this stuff to like, and then he's dead, right? Like he's just did a lot of drugs and gone. But like you got to understand, like when I say all roads lead to Rome, and like this is like finding out what the true actual reality has ruined all of this for me. And it's like, gosh, I almost just don't want to talk about it anymore, because all roads lead back to the same fucking thing, dude. It's the Mossad, who's Israeli intelligence, who's working for the Zionists, who have the CIA involved. Our CIA is corrupted. Okay. Who did I say founded the Israeli state? The Rothschilds. Okay.
Yeah, I do remember that. Yes.
Go back to our last podcast. What we're talking about. They need to bring what they're doing. What the Zionist plan is to bring forth their God. And who is their God? The God of the Old Testament. So this is why they do the most evil stuff, and they do not care, because their God of the Old Testament, your Christian Bible, is that entity, and they know it. Sorry. That's what it is. And they're doing all this stuff to basically, like, what they want to do is they want to push everybody out of the Middle East and make their own state and dominate and bring forth their God into this 3D world. That's what it is.
I don't know if the Old Testament, though, and what they're following talks about pedophilia. If it talks about
no, that's it. So if you go into the Old Testament, if you go into the Old Testament and God, he killed like 3 million people. You have to you have to know your history, and you have to know what the Gnostics talked about. And the Gnostics were were early Christians, right? They believed in they believed in the teachings of Jesus, but didn't think that Jesus was the Son of God. They believed that the divine, what actually really was God, was inside Jesus. And that's what Jesus came. He was the perfect human, and he taught like these things of love and all this stuff, right? Well, what happened was the church got a hold of that and was like, this dude's a real problem. Let's kill him. And not the church, I'm sorry, but like it was Rome.
Well, yeah. Well, Pontius Pilate and all that stuff.
And who else? Who killed Jesus?
Well, the Jews. Yeah.
Why?
Well, because it didn't fit with what they were doing and everything. Right. Okay, hold on.
Because their God is Yahweh. Their God is the Old Testament
for
God,
sure,
Yahweh.
For sure. Right.
Who in the Gnostics, who the Gnostics said Yahweh was the demiurge. And under the demiurge created the archons. And the Gnostics believed we were in a matrix. Like, you have to read that all the ancient civilizations believed we were in a matrix and believed this. They knew that. They didn't believe it. They knew it. That's why, like, we get into
different, obviously not obviously not like the neo kind of esque way. Yeah. It probably is different connotations of what a matrix is.
A matrix is not so much a computer program,
right?
But we're basically like a simulation running in a God's mind. The One, they called it the One, which is like the creator of consciousness. It is not a creator, but an actual like infinite consciousness that through consciousness, again, this comes because if you look down to like, you've got to like understand how this comes into being. And the double slit experiment, if you haven't looked that up, like
double slit experiment,
is that
two chicks at the same time,
dude, right? Gosh, you throw me into these like tangents, and then you throw that in there, and I'm like, God, I don't know what to say. I'm trying to be serious.
At the same time. Hey, Peterman, turn on channel 9.
The double slit experiment. 2 chicks at the same time, man. Yeah, you got to look at.
Wait, now, hold on.
I know this is getting into like crazy land, but
it's not
the same stuff we've always talked about, dude. This is all roads lead to Rome. I keep saying that.
As a religious guy, it is interesting to me, and as we take this, what I guess I'm really interested in is this sect, this Israeli intelligence or whatever that group is that is doing this to bring. They're doing all of it, as you said, to bring their God, the Old Testament God, Yahweh.
They want to dominate and rule.
Yeah. But it seems like they're not doing it the right way. I guess even because the Old Testament is fire and brimstone, sacrifices,
evil.
It's
an evil God.
It's I
look at the Book of Job. Look at what he did to Abraham. Look at what he did with the flood. Like, this is not I am a jealous God. There are no other gods but me. So you're actually like saying that there are other gods,
but you look at Sodom and Gomorrah and everything. When you look at like with the flood, that was to wash the earth of the impurities.
Sure, it was.
But I don't roll your eyes. But sure, I just don't know if you have a sect that is doing evil, diabolical, disgusting things.
It's all part of it.
If you look at the Old Testament, again, like I said, fire and brimstone. But
you're saying like pedophilia, like. You're saying like that kind of stuff. You don't think that you wouldn't put that past them?
I don't. I'm just saying though. I'm not putting it past them, but I'm just saying like,
they will do anything and everything in their power to gain power, to gain control, to gain power over anybody and everything. That's why they're trying to like.
What I'm saying is I don't know if even fire and brimstone God, Old Testament God. Would be on board with the
sure he would
blackmailing
he's a demiurge, like of course he would. He's up for anything and everything. Look what he did. Okay, so look what he did to Job. If you believe in like what he did. I mean, it's in the book.
But he also did send his son, also, who is, if you the Holy Trinity, which I believe in, he sacrificed.
Not supposed to be that Trinity, though. The Gnostics said that the Trinity wasn't the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit.
But how do we know that's right, though? Why do we believe in that, though?
Well, I'm going to tell you this. Why did they wipe the Gnostics out? Why did the Christians wipe the Gnostics out? Why did the church wipe the Gnostics out? I mean, they went full-fledged, like, holy war on the Gnostics. Why did they do that to them?
Well, again, though, it's just I wasn't there. What I would assume is, again, people in power that wanted to keep their power. I think there's evil on all sides of it. I still believe, though, that Father, Son, Holy Ghost, 3 in 1. Jesus sacrificed for us forgiveness of our sins.
Sure, you're a sinner, right?
Yeah.
Why? When I tell you you're a sinner, what feeling, what emotion do you get from that you're a sinner?
Honestly, I know that I am not perfect, but I'm saved because of the sacrifice of Jesus Christ.
It's not about being perfect.
No one can be perfect.
It's about inflicting shame on you. So what if I told you that the church took control of what happened to Jesus and then corrupted it and bastardized it so they could control you and keep you in shame and keep you in a low vibration?
But here's the thing, though. I'm not in shame because I know I'm forgiven. That's the different part.
Why are you forgiven, though?
Because Jesus died on the cross. He paid the ultimate sacrifice, living that perfect life, right?
Well, yeah, but he didn't die on the cross for your sins. He died on the cross because they wanted to get rid of him.
That was all part of the plan, though.
Right, but he didn't come here for your sins.
He knew, God knew, right? God. That's how it, that's,
who's
that
God?
Was what's going to, it was all.
But who's God? I'm trying to get down to
our creator. And
who's that?
God.
But who's God? Is it Yahweh? Is it the Old Testament God? Or is all of a sudden that covenant was fulfilled and now this is the new? It almost seems like this God has a split personality, doesn't it?
No, it doesn't. Not to me.
So what happened in the Old Testament then to Job? Do you know?
No, I'm not familiar with everything.
But no, I'm not saying that, right? Because this is what the problem is with most Christians, and I'm not saying the problem, but they believe in something they don't understand, and they believe in it.
Well, it's hard to understand.
No, hang on. Okay, give me a second.
Yep,
what they do is they believe in it because it's based on just what is, and what is that it's just inherited through time. Mm-hmm. And this is what the problem is with human beings is, well, I believe this and it starts to mess with my worldview. So no. And then they dig into things and actually question things because it's when I say that these people are the masters of human psychology, they're the masters of human psychology. Mm-hmm. They understand that if you question me, that's a sin. Mm-hmm. Okay. So people don't question it because they don't want to end up in a fiery lake of hellfire and brimstone, right? Mm-hmm. So what did he do to Job? What did God do to Job? He said he had a bet with the devil, right? And he said, yeah, that's my perfect human right there. And he's like, yeah, because you give him everything. Take some stuff from him, see what happens to him. He's like, okay, I'll bet you. Take a bunch of stuff from him, ruin his life, and we'll see if he's still loyal to the Lord. Mm-hmm. And the devil kills all his children, allows, and God stands by and allows all his children, 10 of them, to be killed. Basically, he murdered him, right? Clapped the house on him, took all his goats, took all his sheep, everything, took his livestock, and then that wasn't enough. So the devil was like, well, I'm going to put boils all over his body. I'm going to make him feel real physical pain, and then he's going to smite you. And right at the very end, God appears to him and he's like, well, why have you done this to me? I was perfect for you. I sacrificed animals just in case for you. Mm-hmm. And he's like, because I am the Lord. And he went on this tirade. If you read the Old Testament and you read the book of Job and you read what happened, there's a huge chapter of him just berating Job. I am the Lord, and you are not the Lord. You are nothing. You are insignificant. And when I hear of these people that remote view these entities that are the archons, mm-hmm. is that they get the impression when they remote view them and they actually physically in their mind see these things look at them and don't even acknowledge them, and they give them the impression in their mind that you don't matter. And that's the worst thing. That was like, it's an awful feeling. And that's what he did to Job, is you don't matter, and I am the Lord.
I guess, and I get what
that
you're
is
saying.
That is not a loving, caring,
but
kind, all-knowing. And again, he's not all-knowing. So the God of the Bible isn't all-knowing, because why would he do that to him? Why would he even make a bet with the devil if he already knows that Job is perfect? Why would he test him?
Well, and and I'm going to go in this because as someone who does believe, and yes, I am not perfect in knowing every single part of it, but in the sacrifice of Jesus, that makes us, I think,
that doesn't make any sense.
That does, because yes, we do have a very...
Who am I sinning against?
We're born into sin because of Adam and Eve. Because of the very beginning,
Wrong
we're born
story.
into sin.
Right.
But we also have free will.
Do you know what the Gnostics said about Adam and Eve?
I don't know what the Gnostics said.
Can I tell you real quick what the Gnostics said about Adam and Eve? They believe that the Adam and Eve story isn't the Adam and Eve story that you know from the Old Testament.
But that's the thing is, though, is that we're comparing apples to oranges, because none of us know.
Because they wiped the Gnostics out. Why?
But how do we know the Gnostics didn't just make up their own thing? That's the thing. We're taking a lot of liberties on not knowing for sure what happened, though.
Right. But here's the problem, is the Gnostics didn't wipe the Christians out. The Christians wiped the Gnostics out. Why?
Well, maybe because they were wrong and they needed to be wiped out. There's been a lot of people that have gone against the Bible or gone against maybe what. Hey, the Nazis were wiping the Jews out because they thought they weren't right.
Sure. Yeah.
They're trying to.
Yeah. It was all just the Nazis, not the Zionists, that were behind that too, right? But see, here's the problem, Brock, is that like we're finding out through the stream of information that what we know, we really don't know. We have no clue. We have no clue about our history because we're only told history through a certain lens.
History is written by the victors, right? And I get that, right?
But let's stick with what the Gnostics said, that the Adam and Eve story. And here's the problem: is the Gnostics had this story first, not the Christians, not the church, not Rome. Rome switched over to Catholicism, or Christianity later. The Gnostics had this all written down, and they found the Gnostic texts in 1945. They found like the secret book of John, the secret book of the apostles. And these are if you believe in the Bible, you believe in the writings of those apostles, then why aren't you believing in the writings that were hidden? They were hidden so that they weren't destroyed. And here's the thing: what they said about the Garden of Eden is it was you have to read the garden. You have to read that sect of the Bible and start realizing that, like, why would he be asking where Adam is? Like, if he's all knowing, he knows where he is. Like, the whole story doesn't make sense. What the Gnostics said happened is, like, Jesus was actually the snake. And, these are all interpretations, but like, here's the problem: is why don't you want Adam to eat from the tree of knowledge? And again, that's probably a metaphor, right? Eat from the tree of knowledge. Why didn't you want him to do that? It was because he didn't want Adam to be enlightened, because human beings were a real problem for the demiurge. Because if they became enlightened and realized who they were and that they had that cut of God inside of them, well, guess what? I don't need a demiurge, right? So he didn't want him to eat from the tree of knowledge. Then why didn't he want him to eat from the tree of life? Why did he limit his life? This is all punishment from right? This is where this all stems from. This is where your sin comes from, to make you feel guilty and ashamed of something that you didn't even do.
But
and Jesus wanted.
I don't feel ashamed. I wish.
Well, why didn't he want him to eat from the tree of knowledge? Why is knowledge
I don't know I don't know the reason behind
that's
that.
Where and that's exactly what all of these people say. Well, God works in mysterious ways.
But I don't think
I guess we just don't understand.
But I also know that I'm forgiven, though. So even at my worst point, asking for forgiveness, knowing that Jesus died for my sins, paid the ultimate sacrifice, though, I don't feel it. Do I wish I didn't watch adult videos at times? Do I wish I didn't envy my neighbor? Of course, that's just, wanting to be a better me, but I'm not sitting there chastising myself because I know I am forgiven by believing and by asking for forgiveness, knowing that
sending your energy. Because you're sending your energy somewhere.
But I'm not suffering because of that. I'm not sitting here in toil and torment because I don't have to. No.
Yeah.
But
because you wouldn't ask something outside of you for forgiveness. Like you wouldn't ask for that outside. You would look inside, and that's what the Gnostics talked about.
But if I looked inside, though, I would keep doing the things.
That's not true if you knew the truth.
So, okay.
Because the truth, the knowledge has been kept from you because you cannot eat from the tree of knowledge.
So, but sitting there and when you look at like the things you shouldn't do, let's just say 10 commandments. Okay, well, look, I can murder someone. Who cares? I'm fine with it.
Well, yeah, there's stuff in there that's like I can put obvious, like blatant stuff in there.
But I think what it comes down to me is that I have a creator who made me in his image. Obviously, we did not do our part as a whole. Now, yes, should I pay for the sins of my father, Adam and Eve? No, right? That carries on, but it made us sinful. Luckily, he said, "Look, I'm going to give
us sinful." I'm just trying to
It didn't.
Yeah, it made us sinful.
No, the devil did. The devil did.
Right. The same guy that like is the Old Testament God. Like the same guy. It's almost like he has a shadow side and he has like himself and he's just like he's wrestling with himself.
And I know you don't like it, but I don't. God works in mysterious ways. I know you hate that.
It's the most
live, laugh, love. Okay, all right. I'm going to put that in cursive. But that's what I meant. Though I really don't.
This is like I probably shouldn't. Again, when I say all roads lead to Rome, like it's ironic enough. Like,
do you want to go to Rome? I feel like you want to take a trip.
I would love to. I would love to go there and see how they like totally fucked up humanity.
We're going to get to the bottom of the Vatican and really see what's going on.
Like and I hate to say Christianity because they took like Christ and they really bastardized what he actually was and what he actually teached. And and the Gnostics were right on. They were spot on about this stuff because this makes here's the problem, Brock, is like you're starting to see like all this stuff come to fruition and like I'm sorry, but like there's too much evidence of people like having too many experiences with certain things that say like the exact same thing about what our religion is and who Jesus was and like what this place is. And then if you want to get into like
but there's also a staggering amount of reliable accounts that say the same thing. So I get what you're saying
about Jesus.
About Jesus and what it is. And again, you brought up some of the hidden books of John. Well, how do we know some guy didn't just do a one-off and go, "Oh, this is important"? No, again, but again, we're playing devil's advocate on both sides.
They wiped the Gnostics out for that reason, so you question that.
And
this is the perfect psyop, and that's exactly what Rome did. Rome created Christianity as a psyop because they needed the control because they know who the demiurge is. They know what the elite people know exactly what this place is, and this place is exactly what the Native Americans said. Is that we go through cycles, and that this is like don't go to the light, like don't believe in these like fake like religious people. Like you don't need people, you need to look within because within you is the power. You are God, and Christ even said that, and it made it into the New Testament that God is within inside you. Like, and what that is this consciousness field like cut off, put into you, and one is the loneliest number.
Three Dog Night,
right?
Phenomenal, yeah.
Okay, if you are the one, it's lonely. And what the one wanted was not to be lonely and to have experience. So through this consciousness field, it created this 3D plane. It probably created all the other dimensions too that are above us that are more real than this one. And then it wanted to experience life as it happened through like you and me.
What did he? But how does he know what life is?
There is a real God, and the demiurge is just the dark, is the evil, right? As above, so below, as within, so without. There's dark and there's light, and there has to be that. This is how it is, and that's what the demiurge was. And the demiurge, the Gnostics talked about it, even like other.
But then why can't we lock on to the big one, the good one? That's why do we not just go and say, hey, maybe the demiurge is the devil? Maybe
because of free will. And the demiurge, the God of the old Bible, is the devil. Like that's what that is. And like the consciousness field isn't a guy sitting up there being like, hey, like, listen to me, don't listen to him. Like, it's a field of consciousness, and it doesn't interfere with you. Like, there's other beings that are beings of light that if you invite them in, they will help you, maybe in this 3D plane. But this 3D plane is ruled by the demiurge and the archons. The archons are below him, and it's not as cut and dry and like maybe fairy tale is like what the Bible makes it out to be. There's some reality maybe dropped and like, sprinkled in there. But I'm going to ask you this too. Like, what is this? What is this?
This is a free desk I got off of Marketplace.
let's do a thought experiment. Free desk you got off of Marketplace.
Great deal.
Okay, what's it made of?
It's made of very cheap particle wood, which it's just sawdust and glue together.
Okay, let's go down.
Formica top, I believe.
Okay, Formica. What's Formica made of?
Formica, plastic.
What's plastic? Let's keep going down.
Plastic, a man-made thing that we've done with chemical compounds and whatnot.
Go down smaller. Keep going. What it is? Chemicals.
Are you talking about like a molecular level and anatomical level?
An atom.
Yeah.
What is an atom?
That is the particle that makes all things.
Right. Yeah. What is it made of?
What is an atom made of? Fuck, I don't know.
Okay. Okay, what an atom is.
I ain't a nerd. I got laid, Dwight. I don't know what an atom
is. What an atom is 99.9999999% nothing and energy.
Yeah.
Only 0.0000001% of the atom is material. Is actual material. So if you took all the human beings on planet Earth, whether there's 7-8 billion of us, the actual amount of matter that is in every single human being is the size of a sugar cube. Wild. So what is this? There's more empty space than there actually is matter.
Yeah.
Okay. Strange, isn't it? It's weird. Like it's actually not. It's not stuff. It's energy. And what makes it dense,
everything is energy.
And what makes it, but what makes it dense is the frequency. That's what makes it more dense. That's what makes it heavier. Is the frequency of the energy within the atom.
Yep.
And the atoms packed tightly closer together, right? But it's actually in reality like there's hardly anything in there. Hardly anything. It's just empty space and energy. That's all this is.
I don't disagree with that though, but that doesn't mean that.
Let's go to the double slit experiment. What is the double slit experiment? In the most layman, 2 chicks at the same time. The most easy way I can explain it is that and you can look it up. There's a really good explanations out there on YouTube. You've got to understand the double slit experiment and what that means because it will collapse. No pun intended.
I just remember it's where you got 2 slits and you fire and then they cross.
No, they don't cross. What they did was they took a single slit and they fired the protons through it. I'm sorry, the electrons through it, right? And then it ended up as a blotch, just a single blotch on the back of the screen.
Yeah.
Then they said, okay, let's take two slits and do it, and let's just shoot them through there. And what they did was they shot them one at a time, and it ended up as a field on the backside. So it was a wave field. And so they were like, well, that's fucked up. Like, why wouldn't it end up with just 2 plotches on the back? Like it ended up as like this like distorted field on the backside, like all separate like lines and everything. And they were like, well, let's observe it and let's see what's happening with with electrons when we fire them through, because maybe they're bouncing off of each other and doing some crazy stuff. No. Yeah. Once they put an observer thing there, it turned into 2 blotches. So once you observed it, it went from a wave form. So what was happening was when you weren't observing it, in those electrons that were fired through the slits were in a wave. And that's what they got on the back screen was a wave pattern. When they observed it, when they stuck something on the other side to watch it, to measure it. So you're
saying the protons knew we were watching it?
Yep. They know when they're being watched. So what is that?
I don't know, man.
So what that is, that's rendering. So just like in a video game, when you're not looking at something, it's not rendering. When there's not an observer, it's not being rendered.
Right. So behind me right now,
I'm looking at it.
You're looking at it. You're seeing it. Yes. But there's, to me though, in my,
not true, because I'm the observer. So here's the problem.
So there's two of us.
Here's what's crazy, dude. Here's what's crazy. Okay. When I say consciousness created this, that's what I mean. Is there has to be an observer to look at it. If there's not an observer to look at it, any type of observer, any type of measuring device, anything, it doesn't exist.
If a tree falls in the woods, does it make a sound?
No, it doesn't. Not if there's nothing there to observe it. Not if there's not a squirrel, a fish, you know what I mean?
Cute little beaver.
If there is not consciousness there, it is just a wave. It's a field. And that's why when you look at something far, far distant through a telescope, you're looking at it, it gets rendered. And then when you don't look at it, it's not rendered. And then you look at it through the telescope, you see all the space stars, and if there's no observer there, it doesn't exist. It exists as a field. It's consciousness. Consciousness creates. And the double slit experiment proved that in the quantum.
Jesus, we are so far off from Epstein.
but you have to.
I like it. I like it.
But dude, here's the problem: is like we almost have to end the show.
Yeah,
I think we have to end the show. Like end it, because all roads lead to Rome. When I say that, there's no more conspiracy,
because we have to find that.
There's no more conspiracy, because it's all about consciousness.
Yeah,
the UFO thing, the ghosts, Epstein, all the distractions. The people that are in charge know this stuff. For Christ's sake, like, these scientists know exactly what the double slit experiment is telling us. And these elite people know that. The people in aerospace know that. The people with all this technology know that. The military industrial complex people, they know that. The religious people know that. You don't think that the Pope in Rome, you don't think that the Vatican knows all this stuff? They have the observatories. Like, of course they know this stuff.
Yeah.
Dude, they know everything.
So
if you look at like what happened with language and things like that, it went from, like, we think that these people, these ancient people, like these Gnostics and everything, and these Egyptians were super fucking stupid people, right? When they were way more intelligent than we were. Like, knowing that, like,
I've never thought that people back then were stupid. When you look at what was done, I never.
Why did they do it that way?
Yeah,
why did they do hieroglyphics?
Yep.
It's because hieroglyphics tell a story. And maybe it's possible that, like, our consciousness was different back then, and those hieroglyphs moved. Like, they told the story when you looked at them.
You look at it.
Because I'm going to tell you this, go into your UFO lore, and every single account that's legitimate, like a legitimate account going back to like the 1800s when people were abducted, they all said the same thing. What'd they say? Imagery was put in my mind.
Yeah.
Not spoken. It was put in my mind. Yeah. Every single one. So you tell me, dude, what's happening? What's happening? It's the all roads lead to Rome thing.
So is this the end of our podcast, or are we going to have to find other shit to talk about?
Well, what are we? I'll ask you this. What are we going to talk about that doesn't lead back to?
Doesn't lead back to. I got you, buddy. I got you.
It's disturbing, but yet, like, once you figured it out, like, this is what's crazy, dude. I was hit by lightning. Right? Yeah. Like, one time, like back in the day.
I remember that. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
You were laying naked in a field.
Yeah. And my butthole up in the air.
It's your penis.
Feels like lightning.
Come on, Thor, hit me in the butthole. Yeah.
No, but like, something else had happened to me that, like, told me to look into this stuff, to, like, I was always interested in it.
Yeah.
But, like, remember the time that we were talking about the Tom Hanks thing? It was right after that.
Yeah.
And it was just like, I had something happen to me. And it was like, look here. And I started to become, like, almost, not paranoid, but I was like, it had, like, anxiety about like something was wrong.
Yeah.
Something was wrong. Look here. And it came through me to, like, look here. I know you're interested in this. Look here. And then I would look hard, but I'd look only at the material. I'd look at the nuts and bolts of things. Right.
Yeah.
And then it was like, no. Look here. Okay. I'm looking here. This doesn't make any sense. How do these two things relate? Okay, look here. And then I started to, like, realize, like, oh shit.
Was it in the voice of Joe Rogan?
You know?
Damn you, Joe Rogan, get out of here. No, I think that's all. And again, I think that goes into whatever you believe, the curiosity in our brain. I don't think anybody, even if you believe in nothing, there's still something.
Yeah, there's still something.
There's still something. I don't think you can. I don't know if that's possible. Well, I'm sure we can find something fun to talk about.
But you tell me, what can you talk about that doesn't lead back to this?
How about Ozzy's greatest album? We could do that.
You know, we could do that, but there's no conspiracy in it.
There's no conspiracy in it.
There isn't.
Or maybe there is. I don't know.
How do you think that they, like, go back to the Epstein thing? How do you think they kill people and they just get away with it? You think that they just turn off the cameras and then
I honestly, I think we've gotten to a point where we are so distracted as a people that it really does. Some guy, okay, maybe there is some kind of eyes wide shut society. Is it going to help me pay my mortgage? Is it going to help me get my kids' braces taken care of? Is it going to do this? We honestly just don't give a shit. Like, who's the comedian? He had a great bit about, who was it? Anyway, look it up, but he basically talked about how, remember the submarine that went down to was trying to go down to the Titanic? The Titan, right? Mm-hmm. We heard about it and we're all, oh no. And then we found out they were billionaires. We're like, who fucking cares? Right? We're at this point where we don't care because we got too much shit going on. So I mean,
that's by design or by accident?
A little bit of both, maybe a little bit.
It's by design.
A little bit of both. Well, here, okay, you know what?
Why is it that the ancients?
There's a part of me that wishes it wasn't, but then there's a bigger part of me. It's like there's more going on, and as long as I can pay my mortgage and I can go on a vacation twice a year, which sounds fucking so sad and depressing. I guess I'm not going to worry about some guy getting murdered in a jail cell because he had photos of another guy diddling a kid. You know what I mean?
It goes,
all right.
Yeah, it goes deeper than that. Though,
and deeper. Oh, for sure. So,
but, like, let me keep you distracted with trying to pay your mortgage with going on vacation, which was just cool. Going on vacation, that's what you should be doing. Spending time with your loved ones, like interacting with human beings, like treating them right and everything like that. But what's keeping you from knowing, and what the demiurge was ignorance. It was pure, unadulterated ignorance. And if you read the Old Testament, that's exactly what that thing was.
Yeah.
It was ignorant. It was, you don't worship me and I'll kill you. And not only that, I'll kill you and I'll curse your next of kin for how many generations, right?
Sevenfold, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was the most ignorant book I've ever read. Like once I broke free of like the what do you call that? The Stockholm syndrome that I had, like, Jesus, I don't want to die in a lake of fire. Like that most goofy bullshit. And I started to like, when this came to me, it was just like, it was like taking the cap off your head and just being like, and like walking from the Wizard of Oz, like from black and white to color, and being like, oh my God, this is this is real love. This is in the opposite of ignorance is understanding. And if I can keep you ignorant and I can keep you at that bottom level, that you are a sinner and that you're no better, like that there's something, Brock, I'm going to tell you this right now. There is nothing higher than you, like what is in you. Right. It's not the Holy Trinity of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. It's the physical, right? It's the mental and it's the spiritual. So what the spiritual is inside you with like emotions. When I asked somebody, I asked my wife this, I'm like, who are you? She's like, well, I'm Ashley. And I'm like, no. Who are you? That's a name that you were given. Who are you? And dude, had this thought experiment where I dug deeper. And well, I like this and I like that. No. Who are you? Where are you right now? Are you here? Or are you somewhere else? Are you being tapped into? I akin to it to a video game. There's a player in a 3D, maybe a 4D world, right? That you're in control of. You're walking around, maybe, you're in Vice City. Right?
Oh, fantastic. Great game.
Yeah, you're banging hookers.
By the way, the best of all the Grand Theft Autos.
Yeah. You're Vice City. You're banging hookers. You're shooting it up. Like, you're going wild. You're going buck wild.
Listen to Fernando.
Okay.
Yep.
You're entrenched in that 3D world, right? When you're playing the game. And then all of a sudden you like, and you cut back and now you're the player at the end of the controller. You're not there. You're out here.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what this is. That's you're tethered into this reality. And your consciousness is connected back to the true, whatever you want to call it. Like I can say that like the word God is too small of a word. It's you're tied back into the one. And the one is and you're tight, and you can't get out of that physical 3D world. Like you're just stuck there because there's all these things going on that are distracting you from finding out I'm the guy with the controller. And when here's the fucked up thing is like you control your reality. You actually create it. And how do you create it is like getting in touch with God. That's why Jesus came and said all that stuff. And was like, that's how you create your reality is by like positivity, positive vibration, all that stuff. So that's I appreciate what this is.
Yeah, I appreciate it. And it's always fun talking this with you. I don't know if you and I will ever see on the same side of things, but I think there is a lot of similarities, if I were to say that.
If you want to look at it, I'm more Christian than Christians.
I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. Yeah.
Because they believe in that Christ is God.
And that's again,
and that's blasphemy.
It's not.
It's blasphemous. It's blasphemous to actually what is really going on. You don't worship God. You are God.
Let's not get. I don't want to get in the schematics of that because I think, and this is where I think we can end this on because.
But why does God need to be worshipped if He's all powerful? Why does He need to be worshipped, Brock? We're just so insignificant little sinners.
It's not that though, because He still forgave us, and He still.
But He didn't forgive anybody else in the Old Testament. We're dealing with the same guy.
But he did though. I still think there's redemption. Them. I think there's still redemption though in.
Did He redeem the people that He killed in the flood?
I think there's still redemption if in the end they do believe in the Creator and they believe in the forgiveness brought to us because of Jesus' sacrifice. Yes.
Do I have to believe in Jesus' sacrifice and Yahweh to go to heaven?
If you didn't know, no. But if you do know of of God, of Jesus Christ, then yes. That's what.
If I question that, do I get in trouble?
No, we're allowed to question. We have free will. We're allowed to have our questions. We're allowed to think our own thoughts. But what it comes down to is if you believe that Jesus died on the cross for the forgiveness of our sins, there you go.
So what about all the other religions? Do they burn in hell?
No, if they don't know of Jesus, and
well, they don't know. I mean, everybody knows of Jesus, except for like some people on that like island. You know,
you're gonna be the one that's gonna get me flagged on this whole thing. Everyone's gonna hate me on this. All right, our tens of viewers, Dwight.
It makes no sense.
It's hard than
people try to control other people. Religion.
I don't feel controlled though, and I don't feel hate towards anyone who believes something else other than me. I don't do that. I get if you want to spin it, it's not
spin. It's what I said is your thought is energy, and if you're thinking like I'm only doing this for a reason,
I'm not only doing it for this,
so that I can see my loved ones in heaven and blah, blah, blah. And I don't go to hell. Do I go to hell if I know Jesus is real, but I don't think that like He was the Son of God, and I don't believe in Yahweh, and I don't think that Yahweh was a good person or a good God because He was a person. Right? Like, do I go to hell for that? That's not a kind and loving God.
But the thing though,
just because I don't believe something, and what is belief? It is putting all your energy into something.
I guess here's what I would chalk it up to is that if our Creator, right? Okay, let me just lay this out. If there was someone who created us, let's say you created someone, right? And you gave them really everything they needed, okay? They kept dicking around, okay? And you're like, all right, guys, you got to stop dicking around. You guys need to follow me. I created you, okay? I'm giving you everything you need. Now, hold on. I'm going to get to a point. It'd be super easy if He just showed Himself. and said, hey, you guys got to believe me.
But why does he need that?
There's no work in that. I don't know that's what we don't know. It is too big for us to understand. We cannot comprehend.
To fuel the system. He needs your energy.
And that's the way you want to look at it. That's fine. That's what I don't think it's as sadistic as that.
He needs your
energy. Think we have a creator. It's like my daughter.
You're fearful to go to hell, right?
Well, obviously, if I have, would I like something much nicer than that? Yes, absolutely.
So you fear hell.
Who wouldn't?
Exactly.
You can't. Dwight, you can't just say exactly.
Exactly. If you fear something, you are putting towards thought and emotion. You're putting an emotion into fear, and where does that energy go?
But it's. Fear. You're making it sound like I'm sitting shivering in a corner. That's not it.
But you're afraid of it.
Well, yeah, anyone would, but it's not controlling. It's not controlling me in a sense of, like I said, it's not me shivering in a corner. I'm living a beautiful life, and I love going to church.
And do you think
I love sharing.
That will be taken from you if you don't believe in Jesus? Or I'm sorry, you don't believe in Yahweh?
Well, if I don't believe that Jesus died on the cross for my sins, yes, and my Creator who provided that for us,
who's the Creator?
Again, God, as
who is Yahweh in the Old Testament. We know.
Yeah, right. You go back.
It all roads lead back to Rome, dude.
That's
your fear.
I wanted to end this 15 minutes ago. I told you we were gonna. 15 minutes ago, I was making a nice transition.
Want to make this clear. I want to make this clear where your thought and your energy is going.
My thought and energy is going towards being the best version of me I can be, according to what I think Jesus wants me to be and what he preached us to be in the New Testament, taking from the Old Testament. And it's simple for me. It really
no
is.
sense between the New and the Old Testament.
But it's not. It does though. It does, because there are things in the Old Testament that
murder,
that lead into.
So Job's kids. Did he murder Job's kids?
He also spared Abraham's child.
He was going to have him, dude. That was the most psychologically menacing thing that he did.
But he still.
Oh, at the end though, but what
still,
about his son? What about his son? He was
that's but
pretty messed up, right?
Again, though,
and then you sacrifice animals and stuff.
Old Testament, and now too is sacrifices. Yes, that is Old Testament.
Oh, that was back then.
Not taking anything away from it though, but it talks very specifically. Jesus talks about Jesus. Well, Jesus talks about how him coming and what he did.
Always wipe over the top.
I'm not wiping over.
They always say no. That was back then. No.
Jesus talks about how now him coming though is.
Of course he does. Of course he has to say that to make you believe that. No. Now this God is super loving.
Hold on, you got all the answers now. Hold on. Now this is why I wanted to. This is why I wanted to.
It's
move on from this because we're not going to see.
Syndrome.
It's not Stockholm because
you're scared. You're scared that if I'm going to put fear in you that you're going to die in a fiery lake for all eternity, dude, you're going to do exactly what I say.
What am I doing that's ruining my life though?
You're putting your energy towards something.
I'm putting my energy towards a great life that is surrounded by love and family and doing good deeds.
Yeah, it's what you think. You think that's happening, but what's actually happening is you're fueling a system through your fear of God.
You know what would be easier?
How would you fear
doing
God?
Drugs?
That is nothing. That has nothing. If you didn't have God, that has nothing to do with doing drugs or watching porn or killing people. That happened a long time ago before God. And guess what? It's still happening. So God isn't doing a very good job if he is the all-knowing, all-seeing guy in the sky.
But again, though, we have free will, and it's because of sin, being born into sin. No, it's not
because of sin. It's because you're ignorant of what is.
Because of being born into sin.
No. It's the sin is the control mechanism to keep you ignorant.
See what I'm saying? What am I ignorant to?
That you are God.
Yeah, God is in me. Yeah. That's great. And one day I will be returned to my Creator, and I will be in the land of milk and honey. To be a better
person, you need to look. It's what Carl Jung talked about. Carl Jung talked about looking inside to the shadow, and in dealing with your shadow. That is the devil, and accepting it, that you have these dark things inside of you and you have the good things inside of you. And if I can keep you distracted from thinking that you are God and that you are divine, if I can keep you distracted from that and looking from without and sending your energy to other things like that are Yahweh, or the picture of Jesus that's on your wall that's actually like the 15th century like Italian.
Love it. I like white Jesus. I like white Jesus. All right?
If I can keep sending, people know this stuff that
I don't see what I'm being kept from at this point. Believing what I believe. What am I being kept from?
You're being kept from the truth
of what?
Of what you are.
But I just told you though, is that I know I am one with God. All right. And one day I will be in heaven.
I don't think I'm
in my creator. And I can, no, I get what, but I guess I'm saying, okay, well, fuck it. What, if I am God, well, then I'm going to go out and do whatever I want.
There's no judgment. There is no judgment.
But even with the judgment though, I know when the times when I do sin, and I guess I'm just trying to think of your justification of what I'm being held back from.
It keeps you following something that you putting forth energy of fear. And no matter what you say, that fear is fear of God. That's what all Christians are, is God-fearing people.
It's what we are supposed to be God-fearing, but it's not a fear of, I don't think fear is the right word, because I know I am loved. I know I am watched over.
You're loved by who?
My creator again, but this is
it doesn't make any sense.
But we aren't supposed to. We don't know everything.
You are the creator. Like
I think I'm part of it. I think he's in me. Yes, I think I agree with that.
It's a field.
Whatever it is. What did South Park have? They had a hippopotamus, alligator, lizard man.
You are creating. Fine. You are the creator. Like you are the person creating it just by observing it.
Yeah,
and living it. Like
we're created in his image, and if you take that,
okay, two arms, 2 legs, 2 eyes, a nose, like
maybe if we're created in his image, or maybe it's just the soul inside of us. Maybe that's what it is. Our essence, our being. But again, though,
Bingo.
We should have ended, folks. We should have ended this around and around. But
go into the Old Testament. He's a guy in the sky. Like it doesn't make any sense.
But he also does come down, though. He does come down, though.
He does,
and shows himself
and shows his back to people, and like all of a sudden he's like in human form.
These people are dicking around. Like people are dicking around. I'm just saying
they're dicking around by. What happened was they weren't dicking around like what they say in the Bible. They were becoming too intelligent. They were becoming too wise to what was going on, realizing that where they were, what they were, and that there was something else beyond, right? That's how we went from polytheism to monotheism. We didn't do that overnight. Even Yahweh, the Old Testament God, the God in Christianity, Judeo-Christian values, right? That God knew there was other gods.
All right.
And he was okay with it until a certain point in time.
We got to put a pin in this. We're an hour into it.
I don't want to insult you, but here's the problem is I want to make you think about what you put your energy into.
As a loving Christian, I forgive you, Dwight. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
That's that's the part of Christianity that I like.
I think there's good. No, but the beautiful thing is we're allowed to have disagreements, and we're allowed to.
But then like that's the problem is like these religions shame other people. Like,
there are some, but also that comes into the bastardization and people taking advantage, like Joel Osteen, and this is another the Joel Osteens of the world.
He's the perfect Christian.
See, I think people like him are evil, but that's just. Let's just put a pin in this.
That's all part of the plan.
We've lost.
He's just more exposed, dude. He just has more exposure. He's doing exactly what all the other $1 trillion businesses are doing across the planet, and he's making money off of you.
I like the guy that looks like Dorian from The Mask when he puts the mask on. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, yeah, dude.
What's that, Pastor? Don't you ever do that. Anyway,
dude, that's just that is what organized religion is.
Let's
point of it.
Discuss more. We're an hour into this point.
Oh, man.
Went way too long. This is way longer than I wanted to go. We could have wrapped this up.
Okay, let's wrap this up with this. What else are we going to talk about?
I don't know. We said that 25 minutes ago.
I hate to tell you that, but this is all leading back to the same thing.
Leads back to Rome. All right. Hey, when in Rome? Yes. Go on. Do as
wipe front to back.
Oh, I've never heard that saying. First of all, get a bidet. You should not be wiping anymore.
We've talked about that.
Unbelievable. All right. This was actually
is that a sin if you don't use a bidet?
No,
I make my own religion and just make ridiculous sins up.
If you don't use a bidet,
if you don't lick my bowl.
If you don't tongue punch my fart box, my God. All right. We will see you guys next time. We'll continue this. We'll pick where we left off and continue the
conversation. If we're not dead.
If we're not dead, that's true.
The Mossad come get you.
If we have not been murdered, I will not hashtag the Mossad in this one.
Don't do that.
No. That'll come back and get us. All right. We will send us out Sweet Xylophone Solo. This was ridiculous, Dwight. We should
this
never
is all
have
your
done
fault
this.
if I get murdered on a live tonight.
I hope you get murdered. I do.